The facts were these. Pushing Daisies was a genre slurpee that began airing on October 3rd, 2007. The show went on to air for a total of 1 year, 7 months, 4 days, 23 hours, 1 minute, and 4 seconds. It was created by Geek Moses and fashion divinity Bryan Fuller, notable for his other shows Dead Like Me, Wonder Falls, American Gods, but probably and most notably Bryan Fuller is known for Hannibal. You see, adult Bryan, aged 17,933 days, 6 hours, and 14 minutes, was quite obsessed with death in his art. He wanted to understand it, and his curiosities were never indulged quite like Pushing Daisies, which were not the same death curiosities that Hannibal Lecter. Oh my god! This piece will not contain any spoilers because I know a lot of people missed this show originally. If I may, I'm merely gonna sell you on this wonderful, odd, captivating, beautiful, clever, quirky, and majestically strange show that was doomed from day one. Which sort of means the show was about itself. Roll the credits. Now, please. It's the red button under the green button. Yeah, there's a red button. Pushing Daisies was a show on ABC that ran from October 3rd, 2007 to June 13th, 2009, or 2 short seasons. Its first season was ordered by ABC to a 13-episode run before getting upped to a full season order, which is like 22-ish episodes, but only 9 episodes were completed before, never thought I'd say these words out loud again, the writer's strike. TMRC. Fuller made the most of it and quickly made the 9th episode of Season 1 the season finale, so that's the way the show was screwed the first time. It gets muddy from there, but essentially ABC saw ever-declining ratings as the second season kicked off, so the 13 written episodes would serve as the only additional episodes. ABC choosing and announcing to not even air the last 3 of them. But as the fandom got a little noisy about that, ABC did eventually choose to air them. I wrote this down. 10 p.m. on Saturdays. Screweth, the second and final. It never got a single full season, just by chance. The entire show came from one of Bryan's original ideas for an episode of Dead Like Me where Grim Reaper George would have trouble claiming souls because someone was going around and touching them all back to life. Fuller has also cited that the Jean-Pierre Jeunet film Amelie Justin was an inspiration, which is not hard to see. Amelie and Pushing Daisies very much have the same starry-eyed wonder and wondrous view of the world. And I like how the show ended, abruptly, hastily, and not set up. A shock, which is how people die in the universe of Pushing Daisies. It happens without warning and then people get a hasty minute to sum up their lives and somehow solve their own demise. And I'm not saying this show couldn't have run for 10 glorious seasons, but I am saying that it went out on its own terms, kind of literally. I'm not saying this fact makes me happy, but it is kind of fitting. I'm not sure there's a fair way to accurately describe what Pushing Daisies is in a single sentence that is A, all-encompassing, and B, without a generous helping of semicolons. Boom, got you, semicolons. So, bottoms up. No spoilies, promise. Just talking premise and construction because I want everyone to watch and experience this stupendous thing. Okay, here we go. Pushing Daisies is an absurdly pristine, storybook-like universe in which lives one Ned the Pie Maker, a man with the ability to revive people with the touch of a finger, but at the expense of someone or something nearby generally of the same brain size, e.g. a revived frog can kill a bird but not a human, and he does this to lonely tourist Charlotte Charles, a person he is madly in love with and she him, but Ned can never touch someone or something he's revived with his skin ever again lest it die post-haste, and this time permanently. I did a bad job, actually. That's like 10% of what the show is. I mean, besides a semi-literal explanation of a stupendously not literal show, also there's a lot of pie.
And he became obsessed with pies. It's 19 years, 34 weeks, 1 day and 59 minutes later, heretofore known as now.
The entire show is narrated wonderfully by Jim Dale. It is often described as a forensic fairy tale, which I love, but also have no idea where that phrase was originally coined. No bother, its description is apt. Pushing Daisies is also a crime procedural that comments on other crime procedurals, often involving murder and often as a means to get ahead in the world of business. Like, there's so many layers going on in this show, I want nothing more than to pull out a wonderful pie metaphor, but like, pies don't have that many layers? Okay, so Pushing Daisies is the Taco Bell's 7-layer burrito of story. The beans are the people. I think it's a testament to this show that it defies description so aptly, not because it's necessarily that hard to start talking about it, it's more the fear that you might never be able to stop. It's just a big thing with twists and turns in the meta story while telling more personal stories in the episode-to-episode continuity. Looking and sounding like a fairy tale, but telling complex relationship stories in the throes of just pulling one out of the air, the launch of a car that runs on dandelions while trying to solve the murder of someone who claims to have been killed by a crash test dummy. Confused? That's just one episode. It's like that. Every single episode. And I'm still only scratching the surface to say all of that and not talk about the way the show handles love, which is 100% like a fairy tale. People fall in love irreparably forever at first sight. This happens in every episode. Hell, it's what the show is about. Two people are gobsmackingly in love and can never touch skin to skin forever. They learn how to navigate an apartment together without the pie maker ending the life of his one true love, lonely tourist Charlotte Charles. We genuinely watch along as these people try to figure out a hell of a relationship setback. And I think that's a beautiful segue into why the show is so beloved by so many people. Take everything I've just said, and it might serviceably describe the first 3 episodes of the show. Once it's a little more comfortable in the fairy tale framing device, it starts exploring the world and motivations of these characters at a level that few shows ever do. It takes purposeful caricatures like a pair of retired synchronized swimmers and cheese enthusiasts and says, "What makes you human?" It has immense depth for such a screwball, high-level conceptual murder procedural experimental art comedy. Hey, there we go. Nailed the one sentence description. Yeah, thank you. High five. High five in the whole office. Everybody, boom, count. This show would not be what it is without the incredible cast. Shy McBride, or as I like to think of him, Cyrus from The Frighteners, does incredible work as private investigator Emerson Codd. Lee Pace, even given his stellar track record of amazing roles in his career, turns in a performance that is super easy to empathize with. And Anna Friel, known for being in the 2009 Will Ferrell Saturday morning TV show reboot Land of the Lost, needs to be cast in a lot more awesome things, so get on it, Hollywood. And the Darling Mermaid Darlings, Lily and Vivian, played to perfection by Swoosie Kurtz and Ellen Green, deliver a huge scoop of humanity to characters that could have easily been caricatures. Oh, and Christian Chenoweth is amazing.
Guess mine is not the first heartbroken.
Plus a guest star list that includes huge talent in vastly different roles than they're usually cast in. Hello, Molly Shannon. These characters are brilliantly written and brought to life by Fuller, Lisa Joy, Peter Octo, Gretchen J. Berg, Aaron Harberts, Abby Guanter, Chad Gomez-Creasy, Kath Ligenfelter, Scott Nimmerfro, Dara Resnick, Jim Danger Gray, Rena Mamone, Davey Holmes, and Doug Petrie. The writing does so much lifting on the show. It's if you want to be a writer, this is a good show to study. Or the music by Jim Dooley, always helping to set an audience's emotional state for the trip down Fairy Tale Lane. Not to be confused with Mockingbird Lane, the one episode reboot of The Munsters from Brian Fuller.
But did you know?
Jim Dooley also scored that. I really wanted to get a Disney note in here, I'm sorry. The wonderful cinematography by Michael Weaver, the absolutely unreal set decoration by Helena Sawalop, art directed by Kenneth J. Kreber and William J. Durrell Jr. Outside of the fact that all of the names I've said did incredible work, it's how all these parts fit together so perfectly that makes this show what it is. It is a lot more than the sum of its parts. Ideas this outlandish can have trouble getting everyone on a show on board the same train of thought. Ideas this outlandish can often have trouble getting everyone on the show on board with the same train of thought. It all just works perfectly in concert, which is rare. It's one of my favorite shows ever made, and a lot of it has to do with how engaging and affecting these silly stories told in silly ways still manage to land. It's got more heart than most, even in light of a lot of wonky shit happening behind the scenes. Everybody's there to give it 100%. It's a great show to watch with a blanket and some pie. Like a pepperoni pie! Did you see what I did there? Did you see it? It's a love story about two people who can never touch. The dialogue is an art form, it's too clever by a mile, got canceled way ahead of its time, and still managed to be one of the greatest and most artistically hungry TV shows to ever exist. And you can watch the whole thing for free, right now, on CWC. There's a link in the doobly-doo. Go fall in love with it. Then let me know what you think. Hello, everyone from Patreon. You see some new names on top. They're always battling for list supremacy. I'm very excited about that. Please, if you want to help out this channel, go to patreon.com/moviesandmikey. It supports all that we're doing. And I'm really excited about all the stuff we're doing. Like my Twitter, a place you can watch my existential freak out in real time. Just like all my friends, there's names like Oatmeal Productions. That's a name you trust. Who doesn't trust Oatmeal? Answer, 0 people. Or Willie, Shenmeyer, Brian, Khaleesi or Kalichi, West Blake, Zingcat, Jed, Quince, DJ, Kento. You guys are adding syllables slowly over time to make it sound like I can't pronounce anything. Which is fair. Well played. People giving us money. So I mean, you're free to do that. This was kind of a different episode. I wanted to do something that celebrated a show in a way that you could still experience it and have fun with it. So I mean, I sort of made a trailer for a show that hasn't been on since 2009. That's like 17 minutes long, but whatever. Kips the Strill's here for it. Sam G, Mark Lutch, Lord Husk, Andrew Hacker, Michael Howie, Joshua Jameson, Hyun Du Tao, John Erickson, Damian Eggleton, Amy B. I'm reading my notes. Do you want to see more stuff like this? Just let me know. If you want me to go the spoiler route like that. I have an episode about spoilers I will someday make when I gain courage, which is not right now. Go check out Deep Dive. We just did an episode on Green Lantern, and that show has really become something cool. Not necessarily what I thought it was going to be originally, but better and greater. Just like Thomas McCoy, John McGarity, Stephen Lazaro, Brad Leclerc, Vitamin G, Merlin Brittenham, Gurman Sadu, Jack Anthony Payton, Carlin, Thanos done goofed. Oh god, I said Thanos again. Oh god. Amy Berg, Liam Gallagher, Matt Charles, Brady Altop, Justin Holt, Gershman and Joseph Cabo, Aaron Pick. I need to read more of the ones at the top. I'm sorry, it's just they spit them out and I gotta make all those announcements and do all that stuff. This is brought to you by Squarespace. That's not true at all. Actually, I just wanted to say it just once. Big ups to Walrus. I'm doing it all for Walrus. Hashtag all for Walrus. And Walrus for one. I don't... It's amazing that I could spend that much time talking about a well-written show and then end like this. Goodbye!